first opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. And they're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. The ball on the tee. We're set for football. And off we go from Cleveland. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So they'll be looking for the win here in Cleveland to complete the season sweep. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Burrow looking to pass. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Here we go. Ready?
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Burrow's throw into the hands of Sample. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that could be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Boy, such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. It's Quinton Dunbar with a pick. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they prove their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3.
Well, these two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the visiting Browns who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in Cleveland.
Mayfield. Buying time to us. Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
All the practice, all the training, all the meetings. In this situation, I know exactly what quarterbacks are taught. Take care of the football. That's job 1 paramount, because you cough it up here, you might be giving up 6 points real easy.
Tip of the cap to the defense, though, forcing the fumble. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And he comes back with one complete. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal.
This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
They'll roll him out right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
From the red zone now, Mayfield sliding out of the pocket. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Browns have taken the lead. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And just a yard to go here on second down. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 29, Mayfield. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And this one is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass that allowed them to disrupt the play.
On 3rd down, Burrow.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase.
And they work this out past the 25. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Mixon with a first down carry. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down and 4, Burrow. And this is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Burrow will throw.
This goes out wide for Mixon.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time on the catch and run.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On 1, ready?
Now Burrow on 1st down. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Now Burrow. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, it's Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Big 13. Big 13.
First down. Here's Burrow.
And he'll find Chase on the right side, complete.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And Burrow going to throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you,
You can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Throw complete right side to Cooks. Touchdown! Brandin Cooks in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7.
Round 7.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mayfield off the play fake. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper, 77 yards. And the Browns, on just 2 plays, have taken the lead. McLaughlin for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Browns 14, Bengals 10.
Here's the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
No return here for Wilson. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. After the penalty, it's Mixon. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly, and this one could be coming back. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Now it's Burrow. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Akeem Hicks drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48.
He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb.
Skirts by him at the 35. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
105 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Escapes the defender. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
I think you'd have to say Nick Chubb, pound for pound, one of the most powerful runners in the NFL. He proved it there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Brandon Wilson now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow. That is taken in by Hurst. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
From just shy of midfield, Burrow. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Monte Nicholson picks it. And the Browns will take over possession here up at the 44. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They run it again with Chubb. Sheds off the tackle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Handoff comes to Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a 1st here on 3rd down. Chubb on the counter. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll run for it. Chubb. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. A give. This is Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Melvin Ingram in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Mayfield now. Flushed out right. Space to run past the 20.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Chubb. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
From his end zone, Wilson. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
On 2nd and 12, Burrow. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. John Johnson with the INT. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Well, time, I mean, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
189 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From his end zone, Wilson. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Here's a give to Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory. coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Ford Field tunnels, and the noise level in this place just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Lions get ready to do battle with the Buffalo Bills. It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. Williams to return. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the option to give to Swift here. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Bills, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A nice throw there for the 1st down. And this is a big moment for this young man under center. You know, he's had a few months now to get acclimated to life in the NFL, but you got to think a little extra pressure here, right, CD? I mean, you're getting the start on Thanksgiving in front of the national audience.
Especially since you and I both know he's watched this game since he was, what, 4, 5, 6 years old and dreamed of playing in it. In fact, his family sent us some of those videos of he and his family in the backyard playing their Turkey Bowl games themselves. So now he's gone from the backyard to the big stage, and here he is.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. They're going to look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Allen escaping the pressure right. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big gain there for the Bills. On 1st down, Allen. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. But, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. But I remember reading about, the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day, the only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening, but how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
It's a gain of 2 yards. It's 3rd down.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He sets to fire deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big gain there for the Bills. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On play action, Allen. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Allen trying to lay one up deep. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Dawson Knox, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Lions 3. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
On the return, Williams. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Their own 27-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game.
And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
He'll get that complete to Hunter Bryant, the tight end. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Off the option, here's Williams.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st down, Swift. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. The 20. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. And what I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position to be in the right spot, as he was there to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 11.
14. Lions 3. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Williams now on the return.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Back to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A give to Henry. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. At the Lions' 20-40.
And now they'll throw with Allen. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Allen to throw it. Dancing to his left. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. To the air, Allen. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll look to throw here. Flush to his right. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
2nd and 10.
Allen off the play fake. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. 2nd and goal from the 1. Quick throw here by Allen, complete. Touchdown, Bills. Gabriel Davis in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Bills will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the 1st half as they'll kick this one away.
Williams to return.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Watch that end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. 3 down. 3 down.
They'll throw now on the final play. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. Flushed out right. It's complete. This is Derrick Henry. They find some open field here. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Single. Mike 7. Watch the run. Mike 7. Alert.
1st down, and they're going to throw with Allen. He completes it to Henry. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
1st down, Bills.
From the gun, it's Allen. Forced out to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Lions 3. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
On the return, Williams. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Flush to his right. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll give Henry another shot. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
56.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. They'll run for it with Henry. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Derrick Henry. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Bills continue to pour it on.
So 4th and goal. Their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Williams now on the return.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch left. He's stopped right there.
They'll set up to throw.
He'll get this off to Swift.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That's good for a Lions. First down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
On the option to give to Swift here.
Shoves him aside and brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
45 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 13-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. 2nd and 13. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And in for the Lions, touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will cut this lead down to 25. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
It's a gain of 10.
Derrick Henry. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
The tackle by Jeff Okudah. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Running from the gun with Henry. And he's going to have a Bills first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Rolling to his right. Going deep downfield for Ross. And this is caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
42, Lions 10. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Williams to return. And able to get this out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now back to throw.
He'll drop this one off to Swift.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Looking to throw. And now here is another interception. Levi Wallace with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line.
Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Buffalo, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.